So it's March, which means birthday month of the
And
Brothers
it means
Dream.
snow. That's always like, when it came to the birthdays, it was like, is it gonna be nice or is it gonna be snowing?
You
We
never
happen
know.
to hit a nor'easter, the second nor'easter in about 2 weeks. It's snowing a lot. It's gonna snow 12 inches.
Hold on, that's
and all
way
the
too much snow
all
talk.
the
We gotta get into the video.
all the stores are closed. They're all closed, but we still wanted to have
A birthday
dinner
party.
party.
Yeah, we plan to have some friends over for a dinner party. Everything's closed. All we have is perishable ingredients.
No, not.
Son of a, all we
We
have
have non-perishable
non-perishable
ingredients.
stuff in our pantry. So we're gonna see if we can get creative and throw a good dinner party with just boxed and canned stuff.
Just pantry stuff, and this video is brought to you by our partners over at Smirnoff. We're gonna be making some twist on a Moscow Mule with just pantry ingredients. So let's get inside and get out of this nor'easter.
Holy Jesus.
So first up, we are doing a veggie burger because we've got a ton of pantry items, all of those canned beans. So
Everyone's got beans around.
yeah, exactly. So the base of this is gonna be black beans, and we're also gonna use some quinoa and spice it up a little bit. So the first thing you're gonna do is take like a cup of quinoa, add that to a pan, and then I had some veggie stock lying around. That's another big pantry ingredient, is just having some stock lying around. So if it was half a cup of quinoa, I poured in about a cup of veggie stock and just let that cook for around 20 minutes until tender. My friend Sophia came in with this sauce last weekend for my birthday, and it just blew me away. It's a tahini chipotle sauce, and it's really simple. It's like 3 ingredients. You dump some chipotles into a blender, you hit it with some tahini sauce, which I've never seen that combo before, and then rice vinegar, blend that up. So what I did was I added some salt and some water about midway through because it was super thick, and just blended that up until you got a nice consistency, and that resembled a Big Mac sauce. Josh would not let me add the relish.
Add the damn relish.
No, he wanted me to add the relish because then it would have been like the Mexican Big Mac sauce, but we're gonna save the relish for a little later. For the patties, we're gonna take those black beans, we're gonna drain off all that juice, and we're gonna add the beans to a bowl and just start mashing up the black beans. You can mash up about 70% of them and then save the rest for a chunky consistency. That quinoa's coming in hot.
Coming in hot.
So we're gonna add that to the black beans. Then we're gonna add in some corn, drained canned corn. Then I've got a little tomato paste just to add a little more umami richness, some chili powder to season, a good amount of salt, and then just mix that around, get that nice and stirred up. And then I added in oat flour. A lot of people add in regular flour, but you know, we want this to come together, and we don't want to be
normal.
We're not normal. We don't want to be biting into raw flour. So oat gives it some nice flavor.
And also keep in mind with this video, whatever you have in the pantry is cool. Like, we're giving you some ideas, but whatever kind of bean, you got red kidney beans.
Yeah,
kidney
I had
burgers.
some masa. Yeah, corn, like a
Corn
corn meal.
masa.
That would have been great as well.
Yeah, you can add whatever you want. You can add any veggies. You could do a no bean, black bean burger. I don't know.
No bean,
No
black
bean,
bean.
black bean. It's a new thing. It's a new rage.
So then all we're gonna do is form those up into nice patty sizes or whatever type of bun you have. Try to make, they're not really gonna shrink. There's no
Are there
fat
buns
in
that
there.
aren't patty sizes?
Yeah.
Make like hot dogs out of them?
Well, what I meant was form the size of your bun.
Okay, there you go.
Right? Patty size your bun, basically.
Patty.
So form those up, and then I just hit it with a little extra oat flour just to make them non-stick on the board, and let those dry out for about 30 minutes. Once they're nice and dry, fry them up in a nice cast iron pan if you have it to get them super crispy. I just sprinkled in some oil, fried them up on a medium heat for about 4 minutes, 5 minutes aside. What are you filming, Josh? He's obsessed with portrait mode on his phone.
We are inside the
We are
matrix of
inside
Brothers
the
Dream.
matrix right now. Inside the inside. Look how crispy these things got.
They were very, very crispy.
Very,
Very.
very crispy.
Very,
These are the Via
very.
Sofia crispy black bean burgers. Take them out of the pan, and then I just cut my buns in half and toast those up. You need a toasted bun, obviously. Hit it with some sweet relish. That's why I held out. I wanted a bottom layer. Put those patties right on, and then on with the Mexican Big Mac sauce. That stuff was great.
And it's not, it tastes nothing like Big Mac sauce, it just looks like it.
Yeah, it just looks like it.
Now I'm gonna take you guys through maybe the best mac and cheese. How would you describe this thing?
Not gourmet,
Not-
because I can tell you, I wanted to try to do a gourmet challenge with the pantry, but Josh was like, you don't want to call this
sliders
gourmet
aren't gourmet,
because of
dude.
this dish.
So this dish is kind of fun. It's sort of a spicy mac and cheese chicken casserole thing.
This is the type of dish that it's really like, okay, if you're in a bind, throw it all in there and just
It's also the kind
set
of
it and
dish
forget
that
it.
I've never seen something pre-oven look so disgusting and then come out and taste so good. I would say that.
That's a good point. So just remember that when you're watching.
So how did I make this
Don't
one?
click away, please, because you're gonna be judging like I was.
So I take a big casserole dish, get my oven at 400 degrees. I put in a bunch of noodles, whatever noodles you like. It started out as like mac and cheese inspired dish, and then it turned into, you'll see. So then I took chicken stock, add that to the noodles, add cream of chicken. So there's I don't know where how chickens make cream, but there's a thing called cream of chicken.
Can you milk the chickens?
Milk the chicken? Yeah, can I cream a chicken? Then I take some chilies, which you can use Chipotle, but I use these diced hatch chilies because I'm from Denver, Colorado, represent. Then some chickpeas, add some green beans, I chuck them in there. Some canned chicken. Originally I used tuna, but I wanted to try canned chicken. Whatever you got, throw it in there. I took a pack of cheese from Mac and Cheese because I wanted to use that cheesiness without using fresh cheese. Then some salt, a little bit of cumin, some pepper, some shelved Parmesan, very important. It's got to be the shelf-stable Parmesan.
There is shelf-stable Parmesan.
Shelf-stable Parm. I added some more salt, some more chili powder. At this point, I'm kind of mixing it around, and I'm just tasting to see what that broth is looking like, that cold broth.
That's the pre-taste broth right there.
Pre-taste cold broth.
I can't. What'd you think when you tasted it?
It was pretty good. I knew it had potential. I knew it needed some cooking.
Yeah.
But it had potential. Then I just chucked it in the oven, and about 20, 30 minutes in, I'm kind of mixing it around maybe every 10, 15 minutes just to make sure the noodles
It's
are
like
absorbing.
every few minutes, it started to look a little more It started to look edible. Like every
to get
minute that
better.
went by, I'm like, oh my God. Oh my God.
Oh my God. So as it's getting cooked, you can taste the noodles, you can make sure it's actually cooked. Because what's cool is you're actually cooking pasta without boiling it first. Most people think you gotta boil the pasta. This is just a super simple thing you can throw in the oven. Then I took some tortillas. I had these like taco shells just lying around, bashed them up, added some more Parmesan cheese, topped the mixture with that, and some jalapenos that were sliced and pickled. Threw it back in the oven, let it cook a little bit longer, and then it comes out and you end up with this like delicious casserole. All the liquid soaks up into the noodles, so the noodles got flavor. It's a crispy noodle.
That is the type of dish, and what I love about these pantry challenges is you get rid of all the stuff in your pantry because you know it's building up in there. Yeah. So that type of dish, you literally can get rid of everything. And
This video is very much like for either like last minute dinner party or like you said, just like making batch stuff for the week.
And all of these recipes, because they're pantry, they're so adaptable. Like you said, it's like you could
whatever you
could change that recipe in anything. So this dish I wanted to do like a little appetizer almost, a little snack you could use this as, and it's roasted chickpeas, one of my favorite quick things to whip up, but all pantry ingredients. We're gonna take our chickpeas, drain them off, and just make sure they're super dry. Put them in this paper towel, got them very dry if you want them crispy. Add your chickpeas to a bowl, add in some oil, I'm using olive oil, a little bit of chili powder, which had some cumin and some garlic in there. Then some cinnamon, a little bit of honey and salt, and just mix that up until it's well incorporated. Put that on some parchment paper on a pan and roast that in the oven. I did 400 degrees and it took about 30 to 40 minutes, so every, I would say 10 minutes, I took them out, stirred them around, made sure they were not burning because there's honey in there, and everything was kind of mixed around, and every 10 minutes that went by, they dried out a little more and they got crispier and crispier until you have this perfect little appetizer snack of roasted chickpeas.
Dessert. So I opened in my pantry and I saw that I had this cake mix in there, and I was like, that's cool, I'm gonna use that, Why not? You got it, use it. So take some cake mix, and I'm kind of making like a Mexican hot chocolate pancake, right, with caramelized pineapple, which just sounds
Well, that's
fantastic.
like when we were tasting it, that's what we were thinking. Like, this kind of tastes like hot chocolate.
Yeah, a lot of pantry stuff is like you're figuring it out. There's a lot of bullshit going into like what you're actually gonna call it you know, as it's happening. So what I did is took the pancake mix, added some cinnamon and some chili flakes. And a lot of times Mexican hot chocolate, they use cinnamon and chili, so that's kind of the spicy hot chocolate. It's delicious and savory. I added a little salt and kind of mixed that up together. Then I took my coconut cream and just thinned it out with some water so it became coconut milk. Genius, I know, I didn't invent it. Then I add that into the mixture, start mixing it around, add some more water until I get sort of a pancakey consistency. Now, of course, I could bake it, but I didn't want to bake it. I wanted to do something different. So I took out a pan, and I thought I had this great idea. It was gonna be fantastic. I was gonna take the pancakes and pour them in, add a pineapple ring, cook them, flip them over, caramelize the pineapple on there. Didn't really work. So scratch that, you can try it, but take it from me. We make the mistake so you don't have to. So then I just fried up some pancakes, and they get darker than normal because they are cake mix, but it's actually really nice because they're like super crispy edges and caramelization. It's like candy. And then I just caramelized the pineapple separately. All you have to do to caramelize pineapple, even though it's canned pineapple, just some oil in a pan with the pineapple, flip it over a couple times, and you have this delicious, sweet and warm and just gooey, lovey pineapple pancake thing. So you chop that up, and then I made a little mixture. I took some peanut butter, some water, peanut butter and water, then added powdered sugar, and it kind of made this like, I don't know where it is, but this sort of frosting, kind of like fluffy frosting thing. And then I just stacked those son of a bizzles up. Took some pancake, added some frosting.
That was your cake,
some pineapple.
stacked cake.
Yeah, it's like a stacked cake. It's pan cake. Get it?
Pan.
And I just kept stacking it up with the peanut butter, the pineapple, the cake, the peanut butter, the pineapple, the cake.
We know how to stack.
Keep going, and then it's delicious.
So we are both Pisces. My 30th birthday was last weekend. Josh is coming up.
It's coming up. By the time you see this video, though, it will have passed.
And we wanted to do a special cocktail inspired by the Moscow Mule. So we are gonna do a little challenge and make our own Moscow Mule inspired cocktail.
Moscow Mule inspired, pantry inspired cocktail. So we're gonna give away a prize to one person. All you gotta do is comment below, what is your favorite like go-to pantry dish that you make? Just tell us what it is. You don't have to give the whole instructions. Just give us a little snippet of it. And the winner gets this really cool thing that Smirnoff made. It's basically this infusion kit where you can infuse your own alcohols and make cool flavors and stuff.
Love
Comment
it.
in.
Let's get into the first pantry cocktail. Mike is leading off with the lychee, the spicy lychee Moscow Mule.
Spicy tea.
So here are the ingredients, and the basic ingredients for a Moscow Mule are ginger beer, lime, and some Smirnoff number 21, the good old stuff. What I'm gonna do is add a little bit of lychee and some spice. So I started out with adding the Smirnoff vodka right into our special Moscow Mule mugs, those copper mugs to keep it nice and cold. Then I went in with some lychee juice, some canned lychee juice, and then I hit it with just a little bit of lime, and I took out some of those whole lychees and chopped them up. I wanted a little bit of texture, some of that fruit in the cocktail. So I added that back in the cocktail, filled it up with ice to the brim, and then hit it with my ginger beer to top it off. Just a sprinkle of chili powder right on top for an extra little spice, a little flavor dynamic, which I actually really enjoyed.
So for mine, I wanted to use the caramelized pineapple because it's just like such a delicious, sweet, savory kind of experience going on. What I did was I took my little Moscow Mule thing, added in a little Smirnoff 21 vodka, just a one shot, drink responsibly. I know I do. Then I added some coconut milk and just kind of mixed that around. I added some ice, a bunch of that pineapple that I cut up, ginger beer on top, and as it's rising up, a little more pineapple. And Mike, you haven't tried mine yet, but it is fantastic. It's like this, because something about when you're drinking it, you smell the caramelized pineapple and just.
So make sure you comment below with your favorite pantry-inspired dish for a chance to win the prize.
We hope this video inspired you guys to realize that you don't need to go out and buy fresh stuff. Of course you can, that's amazing, but if you're in a jam, open up your pantry, you can get creative, have some freaking fun.
Yeah, two things. I mean, just the dishes we made kind of blew me away. Like, I'm tasting them and you think you're just not gonna get that freshness, like, oh, okay, we're making pantry items today. But that's a dinner party right there, no problem. I don't think people would even care.
And if you just use what you have, it's free. Like you could literally like charge your friends $10.
Well,
to make some
that's the other thing is the best part about using, like dedicating a whole dish to a pantry challenge is you get rid of everything and then you can start new, because you know that's like one of the most annoying things about kitchen storage is that those pantry items just get stored in the back and you never use them unless you really like do something like this.
Very true.
So that's it, guys.
Subscribe or don't, I don't care.
Thank you to Smirnoff for sponsoring this video. Hope you liked our birthday-inspired Moscow mules, and we will see you later.
And if you're wondering where we are, we're at Banyan Studios. Can I say that? Is that okay? Yeah, in Williamsburg.
Banyan Studios in Williamsburg.